All right, here's project file. Alrighty, let's get this started then. What is up, lunatics? It's Gabriel Vincent Moon here, and we're coming back into TouchDesigner with a vengeance. We're checking out today the Tokyo Developer Study Weekend. So I just purchased a month of their Patreon, so that means you get access to all of these TouchDesigner files. Recently did this stream, dude named Umiki Room had a really cool video piece that he made, so take a look at it. And the only thing is that like the stream's in Japanese, so might need some help from the chat. Anyone's good at Japanese? I serious, you can help me with the chat Japanese, but yeah, let's just go into this. Take a look at it. Oh, and it did come with this manual, so that might be, or he just wrote like some notes here. So you make an object, make a camera, basic stuff. Aim of creating this project file: move objects, cameras, and post-production with audio to create look objects, the front. Yeah, let me just get my window set up here so everyone can. Okay. It's just weird when it goes to the second monitor. Okay. I'll be working primarily on the first monitors. Let's just move. I mean, I don't know. My setup is just one of these days I probably will design team layout, get some animations and something, but I mean, right now I just don't care. Can't be bothered to design anything for it. So check out this project. So interesting. So now greens are going to be channel operators, and the channel operators, if I remember correctly, basically drive all the animation. So yeah, I don't know, what is this? What kind of chop is this? Gaussian chop? Type Gaussian? Oh, so these are blurs, okay. Gaussian filters. Chop UI parameter. Shape. Cameras. TouchDesigner Study Weekend. Scan line. Displacement is a UI parameter. Also UI. So I'm also trying out, once I gets in the chat, she can help me with the audio a little bit, because I put on a couple of filters to the microphone, but I'm just wondering if now there's a noise gaze on it. So I just want to make sure the noise gate sounds good. The noise gaze, the noise gate sounds good. The also a compressor on it. I can't really test it, so it'd be nice. Aya was here. Hello, Aya. in the chat. Oh, now you can't see. Oh, let me just quit this last background. Rendering something out of Cinema 4D and finished. Took 4 hours for a frame, so we close that and on our way. Actually, it would be cool to show some of the cinema stuff I've been doing, so maybe we can tag that on at like the very end. Right now we're doing TouchDesigner, so I'm gonna close cinema. Or I mean, just maybe we'll save it tomorrow stream. We'll see. Uh, cool. Okay. So I mean, let's just go watch the. How do we go up a level? Let's main type, open the back, forward, add operator. Go to root. Project, okay. Cool. So it looks like it has some audio reaction and eyes in the chat. Everyone say hello to Aya. You're just in time. We're just getting into the TouchDesigner here. I totally forgot what key you pressed to make it go full screen. TouchDesigner. I'm just gonna press all the keys really quickly. I fashionably late as usual. Thought you pressed, but it's not looking. Anyways. Turn that down a little. What happened to the UI that was here? Yeah, I mean this is really cool. So I have no idea how I made this, but oh, this is a perform composition. Aya, can you tell me if my microphone is sounding nice? Because I put on a noise gate, so if I start to talk very quietly. So how's it sounding? Here. How does that sound? So it's like it cuts off the weaker noises in the back. So sounds good so far. All right, go. And you should be able to hear TouchDesigner. How come I can't enter? Oh, because I was reading it. And all right, we'll go in here. Yeah, I'm not sure where exactly to start with this. Create a camera. I would like to just watch the video. Don't know, Jeff. I says even on both speakers, I can hear the snaps. Excellent. Seems to be picking up the sound only close to the mic. Yep. How it should be. Excellent. Okay. So I don't know. Where do you think I should start with this one? Pixel stretching. He's just showing like some of the effects that he uses in. But he doesn't. It's not like a step by step how to make it.
今聞こえてますかね？オーディオ大丈夫そうですか？そうですね。今回作るのが、この TDSW 用にですね、プロジェクトを、マシンを作りまして、これをちょっと、ハンズオン交えながら、ちょっと
I don't know
長い、
what's up with
ち
my
ょっと結
magic
構
window.
ボ
Forget
リュ
it.
ームがあるので、ところどころ手を動かしてもらいつつ、基本的には、なんか説明になってしまうかと
I
は思うん
says
です
start
け
by
れど
making
も、よろしくお
objects
願いし
so
ま
you
す。
can apply the different
こん
effects
な
to it.
ビジュアルになっていて、ちょっとまず始める前に、おそらく FPS が結構下がってる
So
方多いんじゃ
yes,
ない
this
か
looks
な
like
と
the
は思う
object.
んですけ
So
ど、
let's see what's
ち
in here.
ょっとそこで、
Objects.
始める前
Fast.
に何箇所か直してもらい
I
た
think
い
if I
ところがあ
play
り
it,
まし
maybe
て、
oh, okay, here, now we can see
まずですね、
what's happening.
ノンコマーシャル版の方が
Oh,
結構もし
interesting.
かしたらいらっしゃるかもしれないので、解像度の方をですね、ノンコマーシャルでもアラートが出ないものに変えていただきたくて、一番上の階層のこのプロジェクト1っていうところのフォン
This is a
トの中
select.
に、
So
なんかワイドとハイ
flex
トっていう
project
この
one
フォントがあ
assets
るの
pattern.
で、これがもしなんか
Let's
ノ
go
ンコ
into
マ
the
のビトだ
assets
っ
and
た
see
ら
what that is.
1280×720 に
Oh, okay. So
一回
it's
直してもらいたくて、そう
actually a video file. Window capture VLC real quick. That's weird. How come it's not capturing? Yeah, I definitely want to. Well, this is a video file. Anyways, this is a video file on the computer, so you can select that video file. And then what does it go to? Case A, case B, case. Okay. Go into case A. What's in here? Constant. 19 by 20, 7 samples. Base composition. Do a null. Null chop. Extra 3D. Over top. How to scale it? Operator no 1. Scale it. Scale. Oh, is this the? So it looks like you can't change this value because it's linked to something. I said she'll be following along the video. Thank you, Aya. yeah, the only thing I could play the video, but
そうじゃない方
I
だ
just
った
don't
ら
know
もうこの
Japanese, so
1900×1080 でいいんですけども、
maybe I can
こ
find
こ
a
だ
part
け
in here.
オーディオのありまして、テクスチャ 3D の一番ポピュラーか
All
ら
right, okay,
選
all
んじゃ
right.
う
Listen
と、
to this
テ
part
キスの
and let
画
me
像
know what
を
he's
です
saying
ね、
about this part
出
because this
し
is
て
the
いるんで
part
すけども、
that I'm in. Let's try
で
that.
この
Let's
中
try
身に
quick
ごめん
translation
なさい、
here.
まず触れる
If you
前にです
can.
ね、テクスチャ
No pressure.
3D、 まあ使ったことある人も多いとは思うんですけども、ちょっとこのプロジェクトを作るにあたって、いろいろ僕も試してる中で、なんか何個かテストシーンを作ってみたので、テクスチャ 3D を学習する意味で、この本編の方のこのファイナルを触る前に、ちょっと何種類かケースをですね、探っていけたらなと、ご紹介できたらなと思っております。
The minute marker is 15.
ケース1、ここの全体の中のここですね、この塊のここに入っていただければと思うんですけども、このセレクトはさっきのですね、アセッツのところから引っ張ってきた動画セレクトしたものと、その動画のインフォをセレクトしてきたものをこうそれぞれ引っ張ってきてるんですけども、まずケース1の中に入ってください。まあ、中身こんな感じになってまして、テクスチャ 3D の一番ポピュラーな使い方っていうと、多分スリットスキャンがすごく有名なんじゃないかなと思うんですね。で、このケース1でも、そのスリットスキャンの技術を使って、やり方と全く同じものを使って、なんかこんな感じの、最終的にこんなビジュアルが出てるんですけども、これはスリットスキャンと、まあ、仕組み的には全く一緒なんですけども、まあ、なんかそれを説明していければなと思うんですけども、スリットスキャン多分やったことある人、1回ぐらいはやったことある人いると思うんですけども、一応まあ一瞬でできるので、ちょっとスリットスキャン作ってみたいと思います。ビデオデバイスインで。
Okay, we'll stop it there. If I had a chance to catch up. I mean, this part looks pretty simple. Seems to just be scaling it down, right? Scale is connected to operator 01. Oh, okay. So, how do I can I adjust these? I don't know how the chop works exactly yet. Like, how would I change scale parameter? Parameters, and then nothing. Oh, these are the parameters. That's why. So, I really need to get the magic window up here because I feel like that's the only way anyone can see what the heck I'm clicking because of how small it is. I don't know why it's all messed up there. It's all goofy right now. Look at that. It's goofy and it's not even in the right location. I don't. Let me try and reset it. All right. Thank you. He is saying basically how case 1 is attached to the selected video file. Yes. Saw that. So it's connected to the video file here. And then it goes in the res top. Figure out what the is resolution top. So there it sets the resolution. Gets it to a lower resolution. It looks to be lower res. And I guess that just saves some computing time. by turning it down to 4. Then I says, and he said that once it is set up in the same manner, here case 1 begin. Okay. So yeah, we are in case 1, I believe. Case 1. Case A. Okay, we're in case 1. And he said that once it is set up in the same manner to do once you enter into case 1, you will see the web of effects like you are currently. Web of effects. Probably the most popular effect is split scan option. Let's begin by creating the split scan effect. All right, thank you. That is actually very helpful. I'm so surprised that you're able to translate so well. Beast. Got that lived experience. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the magic window, but I mean, obviously not working. Look, gonna have to keep it off for this stream, but we'll check into it next time. So the texture 3D, what does this do? And how do I? It looks like this is controlling all of this. So how do I? Where is the control? By clicking the base. What is it? Like, at what point do I change scale X? Where is scale X? Res X, Res X, scale X. No, where do I adjust this? I want it to match. I sweating? Don't sweat. Take your time. I'm just exploring this project file, so no rush. Yeah. What I want to figure out now is how to adjust these parameters. I don't even know how to. I have to go back to like the. I mean, surely it's in the parameter controls that we're at the highest level. Faster variables. I says select OP, op create dialog. Select video device in. This for the part afterwards. Watching. Oh, there. Oh, yeah, he created a video device. There he is. So that's just what the texture 3D does. That's the texture 3D. And I'm using my video device. That's. And then select the device output key camera, etc. Yeah. We're doing it now. Yeah, let's get back to where we were. I don't know. And then turn off our video device here. Boom. Oh, it's unavailable. It's unavailable, but I think it's just because I'm using OBS right now. Can't follow along with him exactly. Continue watching.
アップデートしながら過去のフレームを取ってきてるんですけど、今、キャッシュサイズが32になってるんで、過去32フレーム分を取ってきてるってことですね。0.5秒分ぐらいを取ってきてるっていうことになります。で、これに、タイムマシンを挿すと、大体このテクスチャ 3D とタイムマシンをセットで使うことが多いと思うんですけども、
So it goes into the time
タイム
texture
マシンを
operator.
挿していただいて、タイムマシンの下のインプットの方に、とりあえずランプを
Then into a ramp. Oh no. The ramp creates a
ホリゾンタルになっ
gradient.
てるやつをバーチカルにしてもらって、縦方向のグラデーションになったので、それを下のインプットに挿すと、どうなるかというと、こんな感じのぐんよりしたものができるんですけども、なんかちょっと、あれですね、キャッシュの数が足りないかもしれないんで、ちょっと倍ぐらいにしようかな。倍にして、こっちのブラックオフセットも64
Whoa,
に
that was
して、
weird.
そうするともうちょっと
Whoa, what?
キャッシ
Oh,
ュで
that's
き
such a
てる
weird
感じですかね。
effect.
こんな感じで、ぐにょーんと動くん
Oh,
で
that's
すけ
so
ど、これ
cool.
何やってるかっていうと、ここ
That's
のテクスチ
awesome.
ャ 3D で撮ったキャッシュっていう
That's
の
all you
が、
have to
今
do to set.
64フレーム分撮ってるので、過去60フレ4フレーム。これが、この辺が現在のフレームで、こっちかな、こっちかな。現在のフレームで、多分この辺がもう一番過去のフレーム。
Are you able to translate that part? Ima. I mean, no pressure. I feel like you have to translate everything because I mean it's like an hour-long video, so let's see. Maybe I can just put in any kind of video file. So let's find a good one. Oh, the banana. Perfect. The default one works. So then he goes to a texture 3D. We gotta rotate the banana. That would be a form. And then get it. Greater form. Do I add it in between? Guess you can't. Okay. Disconnect. We're gonna do a transform. Oh my gosh, I'm pressing all kinds of art. Gets rid of the view active. ISS, take the texture 3D frame and create a time frame. Then create a ramp frame below the time machine. Set type to okay, so he's just saying what he's doing. So we can I think we can just watch him. The parts where he is like describing what he's doing, I think that we can watch what he's doing with the mouse, but then if he like giving a longer explanation of like how the operators are working, I think that would be more interesting thing to translate. Like him kind of explaining how it works. Thank you, I. You are a lifesaver. He hits the parameters. So how did that R? Oh, so A cycles between alpha, alpha or non-alpha. It says set type to vertical, connect ramp to time machine. Your cache size may not be high enough, so you may need to nudge it up. Thank you, I. All right. Transform. And we want to rotate it. So can you channel operator for this? All right, I need to figure out how to use the touch. Can you not just do like a constant rotation? I know that you can. I don't know how to do it. Clock, maybe like a time something. Like it's the most basic thing. How do I get the banana to rotate? Parameter. LFO. Now you can like stuff amplitude. Yeah, so how do I connect it? Expression or export not found. I'm such a noob. I'm such a noob. How to rotate Isn't that like the default opens up? Isn't the rotating banana like default thing that shows up when you open up TouchDesigner? I says, so I think what he said was that based on the vertical gradation frame, I just need, I just don't understand how the chops work in general. Can manipulate the cache size based on the position of the gradation. So he is stating the darker portion of the gradation is 64 cache, while the top part is lower, I think. Oh, that's interesting. So I guess it kind of acts as a delay where, yeah, you know, you get kind of delay on the banana. And so with the ramp, basically giving you all 64 outputs. So when it feeds into Time Machine and back into Texture 3D, causes the frames to react based on what corner of the frame is seeing action first. Yeah, it's making sense. Like each line of the gradient basically gets one of the Texture 3D images. And you can see that it played in the. So let's try and say that we have the ramp, and then what was the other piece needed? The time machine. That all you have to do. Set this to Y, of course. Oh. All right. Oh, it does work. Oh, look at it. Oh, beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, look at that. Delay, so to speak. Yeah. So now we like to learn how to hook up a parameter. Let me look it up. The chop. Chop. How do you use a chop? Ben chop. The grunts of satisfaction. Good. Get that dopamine hit. um, topics. Here we go. Yeah, it says one of the most challenging elements for me to wrap my head around was when using TouchDesigner was to execute DATs. Scripting was still new to me. It was hard to understand where to start or what to write. It was also hard to understand what kind of option I had when dealing with the execute family of DATs. Let's take a closer look at some of the interesting elements that extract, chop, dat, execute. Hopefully, the DATs topic. Whatever, maybe he'll explain it.
64フレーム前のフレームを毎フレーム全部キャッシュしているものをこのタイムマシンを使うことによって呼び出してるんですけども、呼び出しのどこをどう呼び出すのかっていうのがこのランプのグラデーションに、基づいていて、この RGB111 この辺ですね、この辺が、カレントフレーム、現在のフレームで、下の方のこの真っ黒のところが、64フレーム前のキャッシュを呼び出してくださいっていうのをピクセル単位でやっていて、で、タイムマシンにそれをぶち込むと、この絵でいうとこの一番上の方ですね。一番上の方はほぼ現在のフレームで、下に行けば行くほど、この辺になると、もうちょっと上かな、この辺かな、この辺になると1秒前のフレームを引っ張ってきてるっていうことになるんですけども、これが、テクスチャ 3D とタイムマシンの組み合わせの、一番おそらくポピュラーな使い方なんですけども、はい。で、これはまさにそれをやっている感じです。もともとの動画ファイル、これはAE で作った動画ファイルなんですけども、で、それのレゾリューションを整えて、オーバーを使ってタイリングしたものをテクスチャ 3D でキャッシングして、それをタイムマシーンで、過去フレームを このピクセレートっていうコンプで、つなげて過去フレームをタイリング上で出してでアウトするってことをしてます。でこのピクセレートっていうコンプは、パレット、あれですね、普通にデリバティブが提供しているパレットのイメージフィルターズの中に、どこかにあるかな、これですね。ここにピクセレートっていうのがあって、これはも
Now he grabs a
う、ツイ
pixelate, he
タッチデ
grabs
ザイナー
a
を落としてくると、自動的にこのパレットが入ってまして、非常に使い勝手がいい。まあ、要するに単純に、なんか画像をモザイク状にしてあげるっていう、こんな感じでモザイク状にしますよっていう、コンプなんですけども、今回それを適当なノイズに対してかけてやって、このタイリングの感じで、オーバーを使って、同じ値でタイリングさせてやって、タイムマシーンを使って、テクチャ3とタイムマシーンを交えて、最後こういう感じでずらして表示してやるってことをしています。で、これが、ケース1。めちゃくちゃ一番ポピュラーなタイムマシーンとテクスチャ 3D の使い方なんですけども、こんな感じで、タイリングして、ずらして表示ってことをしています。で、これ今、ここが、解像度と、このサンプルズ Y っていうのは縦方向のリピート何個にするかっていう指定なんですけど、例えばここの値を、ここで適当にこうグリグリグリっと変更してやったりすると、なんか、いきなりそれっぽいアニメーションになりますよねっていう、ここに例えば、オーディオリアクティングでここを変化させてやったりするだけで、なんか、
Okay, so it looks like you need the constant. Okay, it looks like this is where you change. Seven samples. So here's where. So where is it getting the scale X? Must be well. Rename. So it starts out with math. What name scale X? But where does this in? From where? Label in. Dat table. Where? If I want to change scale X, where would that be? Because this is all just variables.
ちょっと面白い
Maybe we can get to
絵
the
になっ
part where
た
it
りと
talks
か
about.
するんじゃないでしょうか。で、このタイミングの計算って実はちょっと微妙にめんどくさくて、このベースコンプの中でタイミングの計算はしてるんですけども、この説明はちょっと長くなりそうなんで割愛しますけど、綺麗にタイミングしてやるっていうことをですね、数式上でやったものを、ここで食わしてレゾリューションを微妙に変更したり、全体のスケールをですね、1. 点いくつみたいな微妙な数字に変更してやることによって、ここで綺麗にタイミングするぞっていうことを、この辺で実行してるんですけども、その計算しないと、タイミングがこんな風に微妙にずれてしまったりするので、それは多分ちゃんと見てもらうと、こうやってタイミング直してるんだねっていうのは、わかると思うので、ちょっと時間かかるかもなので、一回ここは飛ばしてしまって、すいません。ケース B の方に行かせていただきます。ケース A を出てもらって、ケース B に入ってください。ここでですね、さっきロックかけてくださいって言ったのを、ここでもテクスチャ 3D 使ってて、このごめんなさい、ロックを入れてもらうと、ちょっと FPS 改善するかなと思うので、ロックかけてください。これは、このテクスチャ 3D の使い方がさっきとちょっと微妙に違うんですね。
Okay, so now he's looking at. Oh, he's in case B now. Go to case B. What is the base? Why is mine not moving? Is it moving? Oh no, his is not moving.
プレフィルっていうこのラジオボタンをオンにしてやると、さっきはマイフレームテクスチャ 3D に与えるキャッシュの値をアップデートしてたんですけど、このプレフィルっていうものにチェックを入れると、このキャッシュの数、今だと211個のキャッシュになるんですけど、211個のキャッシュが全部埋まった時点で、テクスチャ 3D のもう計算が止まるというか、キャッシュ自体が止まるんですけども、で、その後ロックをかけると、もうこれでキャッシュし終わった状態で止まるんですけども、ただこれロックかけないと、なんか、この中身自体は更新されていないんですけど、なぜかマイフレーム結構計算が走ってしまって重くなってしまうってことがあるので、一回読み込み切ったら、ロックかけてもらったら、もうこれも別にもう切っても全然機能するんですね。この後、アニメーションが。なので、もうこれ以下はもう捨てちゃってもいいぐらいなんですけども、ただ、新しい PC で初めてこのプロジェクト読み込んだときに、ロックかけてると、立ち上がらなかったりとかいう不具合が出るもんで、お渡ししたときはこれロック外してるんですけども、一回 PC 読み込んでいただいてから、一回ロックこのようにかけていただくと、FPS が改善するかなと思います。でですね、はい。これは何やってるかっていうと、さっきタイムマシンを使ってたんですけども、タイムマシンを使わずに、テクスチャ 3D を、テクスチャーとして純粋に使うっていう方法なんですけども、なんかゲームエンジン他のものを使ったりとかされてる方で、スプライトシートっていう言葉をご存知の方いらっしゃるかもし
So yeah, I think that 25, 24, 25 could be a good spot to look
れないあ
at.
るので、でくるかっていうのを
Still there.
ジオメ
Let's see.
このコロオブジェクト、レクター、すべてのフレームをなれば、1フレーム目ですね。この頭のフレームのここですね。頭のフレームになって、ここが111になると、最後のフレームになって、みたいな感じで、この色の01の値に対して、どこのフレームを引っ張ってくるかっていうのを、検索して取り出してくれてるのがこのタイムマシンですね。っていう、もうすでにこのタイムマシンの中に全部のテクスチャーのフレーム情報を入れ込んじゃって、後から読み出すっていう方法になります。で、この、ケース B 自体は別に何かの表現になってるわけではないんですが、これを、すみません、ケース C に入ると、それを使って何かやってみようっていうのを試してみた、シーンになります。で、今のところまでは、ケース A とケース B の組み合わせ、ここら辺はケース A とケース B の組み合わせでできています。つまり、プレフィルを使って、すべてのフレームをさっきのケース
It would be so nice if there was a transcription, even if it was just in Japanese, because then I could throw it into Google Translate. I have no idea what he's saying here. I don't know.
B のように取り込んでいるんですけど、タイリングはケース A のようにタイリングしている。で、ケース A のようにタイリングし、ケース A のようにタイリングした、全フレーム分の、情報を使って、それをピクセレートで同じよ
Oh, okay, he's getting crazy here now. Is this case KC's getting wild. What part do I need? Don't translate anything yet. I will. I'm gonna watch through the whole video now, and then probably go back and then say, what is he saying here? Because then I'll have a better idea of what parts I'm not getting. So don't exert yourself now, but I'll let you know a little bit if I find a particular spot. You know, this is looking really cool. As he's gotten like more complex with it. That is fucking. So let's take a look. It's the same as the other one. It's more complex than the other ones, but I mean, it's got the same basic things going. Got these things into the overtop. Constant. Change the constant. What? Does nothing. Audio jungle. I guess what happens if we doesn't work? The time needs a black and white image, but is there a way to look at the documentation for these help? Python help. Here we go. Time machine operator. Oh, let's just read the overview of it. Summary. Time machine top combines pixels in a sequence of images stored in a texture 3D top. Time machine combines pixels in a sequence of images stored in a texture 3D top. Whereas morphing warps an image spatially in XY, time machine warps images only in time. Time machine, originally known as schema in Prisms, was first used in 1995 for warping effects in Ghost in the Shell, a animation cyber film that heavily prisms for camera perspective effects, compositing 3D effects. Hey, don't say. The heck is prisms? Prisms? I've never heard of that. That's super interesting. You must connect a texture 3D top to the time machine's first input. It uses this array of images and displays different depths of the 3D texture. The second input determines the time offset of the output image. The second top determines the time offset of the image. So I guess black being, whatever end, this end, and then white being this other end. No, that's really cool. The second input is expected to be monochrome, but uses the red channel when it is not monochrome. By default, where there is a black pixel in the second input, it gets the oldest layer of the 3D texture. Where there is a white pixel in the second input, it gets the most recent layer of the 3D texture. Black offset and white offset adjust the range of the time that the black and white parts of the image are offset within. For example, if black offset is -10 and the white offset is 0, then the black pixel would be 10 frames behind in time, with a white pixel the current frame, and 50% gray would be 5 frames behind. So yeah, that's very helpful. Good to know. The texture 3 does. Texture 3D top creates a 3D texture map. It saves a series of images in one array of pixels. This top can be used as a time machine top as well as materials. Using materials, a particular image in this array can be accessed by specifying a W texture coordinate, while the U and V coordinates are used to specify a texture location on that image. Refer to the 3D texture article for more information. The texture 3D top is similar to the cache top, which holds a set of images in a different form. The images are separate, and you cannot use the W texture coordinate in a material to interpolate to access all of them in Illustrator. Similar to the cache top, holds a set of images in a different form. Images are separate, and you cannot use the W texture coordinate material to interpolate to access all of them in Illustrator. The texture 3D top replaces one slice of its 3D data with its input every frame. When it has filled up all of its slices, it wraps around and starts writing the oldest slice. Texture 3D top can also create a texture array. 2D texture arrays are much like 3D textures, except are sampled using non-normalized W texture coordinates, i.e. 0 is the first slice, 1 the second, 2 the third. Texture arrays also don't support blending between different slices when sampling at coordinate that falls between slices. This is a much faster alternative to 3D textures when interpolation between slices is not required. The non-normalized W coordinate makes it very easy to directly access a slice in the array. All right, well, so I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense how he's doing it then. But okay, so say if I had the banana, right? Say I got the banana, got my texture 3D or transform. I've got texture 3D. Then I've got ramp, vertical. You do more. cache size. And then the time machine. So what I was wondering is, how is it still in this? Why is it still in like the texture 3D format? Have to do with length. But how do I find out where this input comes from? Because I want to change the length. How do I see where? Oh, here it says comp input project 1 object select set. Length. Oh, this is connected to a chop. Project 1 asset 1. Oh, project 1 asset. Info 1. Oh my goodness. Goodness, as I would say. Let's see. So can I change these? Movie file in. Or are these taking input from somewhere else? Operator's movie file 1? Well, let's read what an info chop is. Info chop gives you extra information about a node. All nodes contain extra information. And different types of nodes contain different subsets of information. This additional information can be accessed by a info chop. The info chop's extra attributes, specific ops, are also expressed as Python members of those operators. The operator's Python class, the then they have index, true index, index fraction, resolution, length, sample rate. Read misses. 1 open. 211 true length. Hardware UV. Great. What was I doing here? I wanted to change a parameter. How do you control the parameter? Post processing. Object. All resolution. Count. I parameter. The UI cameras shape. Well, you can make parameters for everything. Your own little interface. And how do you use out? Well, inline placement. Later. Let's yeah, how do you there must be like a performance mode form. Hmm. I think UI used to be on. Don't know what I pressed to make the UI go away, but it's not there. Cooking. I. UI. So let's go back in here. I don't know what happened to the parameters, but let's go back to the video. Keep watching the video.
ように呼び出してるんですけど、この適当にこう、さっきはノイズだったんですけど、グラデーションさせたランプの情報を、こんな感じでトランスフォームで回転させたりとかしながら、ピクセレートかけて、最後タイムマシンにぶっ込んで、出来上がったビジュアルが、まあ、こんな感じですね。なんかちょっと面白くないですかね。こんな感じのものがですね、さっきのケース A とケース B の技術を使うと、なんかできてしまうっていうのを今日発表しようかなって思ってたんですけど、メインで。でもなんかこれだと、なんかカメラも何も使ってないじゃないかっていう、テクスチャでなんかもうトップレベル終わってしまって、何も勉強にならないじゃないかって思って、これじゃいかんいかんということでですね、あの、ケース D に至るわけなんですけども、ケース D っていうのが今回のプロジェクトにかなり近しいものになります。使っているのは今回のプロジェクトとほぼ一緒なんですけども、どうやってるかっていうとですね、テクスチャ 3D をこう使うっていうところまでは、これケース B に、酷似してるんですけど、ケース B のように、動画を引っ張ってきて、すべてのキャッシュをテクスチャ 3D のプレフィルで読み込み切ってあげて、読み込み切ってあげたものを、今度、トップに並べるんじゃなくて、マットのテクスチャーとして読んであげる。ここですね、普通に、マットの、普通に、コンスタントマットのカラーマットのところに、普通にテクスチャ 3D をもう画像のように挿してあげると、こんな感じになります。で、これを普通にジオメトリーのコンプに挿してます。レクタングルを入れたジオメトリーのコンプに普通にレンダーのテクスチャーとしてコンスタント1を挿して
He's talking about this part. So this is a constant. constant color. Color of how do you link this? How do you link this color to the color print? Oh, I guess it's just because this is the geometry material. So yeah, this geometry composition. All you have to do is connect. Oh yes, you drag it in the rectangle. So now, how is he splitting up this texture? You have the 3D texture here, sending it to or what parameter do you, or is it being sent to? Does this line always mean that a parameter is being sent? Texture 3D 1 to the constant parameter color map. Delete this. Another constant. Oh. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have to do. Drag the.
てあげてるっていう状態です。で、これをインスタンシングしてあげるわけなんですけども。
Alright, what does choreo mean? Choreo. So let's see. If I wanted to, actually, let's read about the geo because I haven't read what this. Basically, it renders your scene. I think that's what it does. It combines your geometry with your material, and also the camera. Right, you can move around the camera if you want. Let's see. So it says about the geometry component. The 3D surface that you render in TouchDesigner with a render top, lights, camera, and other components affect the scene but are not visible surfaces. Each geometry component contains a network with SOPs. Choreo means this one or this one here. Thank you. Choreo. Polygons. The 3D surfaces can be polygons, particles, sprites, meshes, NURBs, Bezier patches, or metaballs. They can be rendered as solid shaded surfaces or as wireframes. In the geometry comps network, the SOP surface operators whose render flag is on are rendered by a render top. SOPs whose display flag is on the camera viewers. More than one SOP can be turned on for rendering in component. So I believe the yellows are the surface operators. That's material. Blue is surface operator. So this is like all the geometry. Any kind of physical thing is surface. Correct? Surface operators are known as SOPs, are operators that can generate, import, and modify fine 3D surfaces, also called geometry. The surface types are polygons, curves, NURBs, surfaces, metaballs, and particles. Every geometry component needs a material operator to apply to the surface. This is assigned in the material parameter of the geometry component or with a material SOP. If the geometry component's network, use the roller wheel to zoom into it or hit enter after select component. Back to the video.
でインスタンシングさせる方法っていうのは、今回はトップを使ってインスタンシングしてます。適当にランダムのノイズを RGB、XYZV 用意して、それをリオーダーで RGB の値を混ぜ合わせて、1個のテクスチャーにして、これをポジションとして扱ってます。で、スケールも使ってるんですけど、スケールも適当なノイズを食わして、インスタンシングに差し込んでて、で、肝になってくるのが、このアニムっていうヌルなんですけども、このアニムっていうのもノイズを適当に、これもまた適当にトランスフォームの Z に ABS タイムを足して、ぐにょぐにょ回したものを指してるんですけども、おっとっとっと、指して
All right,
る
let's
んです。
figure out what's going on here. So we've got noises. Looks like it's clipped a little bit to add more contrast. Then it goes to the recorder. So the reorder top is a multi-input top. Lets you choose any of the input channels, RGB output. It also gives the option of outputting 1 0 lumen channels. I feel like TouchDesigner has such unique operators. Like using After Effects, Cinema 4D, like you can do this. You can do this in Photoshop, right? But then in TouchDesigner, there's like a specific operator for this task. Because in Photoshop, you can just open up the RGB channels. Anyways, that's cool. So then what? Going to I would assume this is kind of like placing the geometry, like adding to the offset. Oh yeah, we can hover over this and we can see what the parameters affect. So it's going to instance top. So what is that? Instance translate operator. So it is affecting the position. Translation. Is there a way to delete just the create internal parameters? Like if I just want to delete this one. Instance one is instance. What is instance? Instance phase. The instance parameter page provides the ability to create hardware instances of geometry. Each instance has an instance ID which can be passed into a material shader via a uniform value. The instance ID can be retrieved by the render pick chop. Any code in a vertex shader can customize the instance based on the key. Instances attributes can be individually driven by the data from any type of op. When the instance data is supplied by a top, the top's RGBA channels are assigned to the instance attributes. When data is supplied by a chop, the chop's channels are assigned to instance attributes. When from a SOP, then the SOP's attributes are assigned to instance attributes. And when a DAT is used, then a column is assigned to the instance attributes. The mapping of operator data to instance attributes is set up on the parameters below and on the instance 2 and instance 3 parameter types. When would you need to use it? Oh, instancing. Well, that means that just shows one. Instance count mode. Instance ops. Oh. Then each of the instances is given a different texture from the operator. So it's like a cloner in well, so how do I, if I just want to delete, or how do I see, what is a, like if I wanted to delete some of it, RAM scale operator. Oh. Translate operator. Yeah, I guess I just don't understand like how to connect the parameters. Something I'm missing. I'm missing something. I'm not fully comprehending this. Anyways, let's keep going. We'll just go back. Messed it up. My color. I'm gonna reload it. I don't know what I did. Okay. The object. See who you're in. Oh. Here we go. Go to replace. Fill. Filled by the R. Pause. Oh, okay. So this is. Is this? Oh, it's just a null. Okay, it's a null. Then the null is fed at RGB values are set in here, so you are instant instant. All right, well, let's go back to the video. Try and finish this up here.
ですけども、
Probably pretty shortly. I mean, it was good to get in here for a couple hours at least to look at this. Now, I've got everything set up, so hopefully tomorrow I can just jump in, probably like look at the next project file because there's like they've got like 35, 37 up on Tokyo Developers Study Weekend. So, I mean, if I just keep looking at those, I'll pick up a lot of. I feel like I'll be able to pick up TouchDesigner pretty quickly. And, ultimately, I want to run some of these effects on people on Omegle, perhaps, or I feel like it would just be fun to do that to get the reaction. Doing it live, might as well. Like, why wouldn't I do it live? The only thing is, possibly getting like banned from Twitch or something. I don't really want to get banned from Twitch. But I'm pretty sure you can't do Omegle. So I don't know. We'll see. I still need to figure out how to. I still need to set up the whole thing. So maybe one of the streams I can do that. It really depends on what the people want to see. I don't know. It's hard to get people into the stream at all. Like if someone came in here and they were like asking me to do something in particular, like I would probably do that. I mean, as long as it was like TouchDesigner related or Cinema 4D or I'm interested in a lot of stuff. I want to check out 3GS. I'm interested in more web stuff, so we could go all over the place. I've been doing more digital nature renders in Octane, so that would be fun. I really want to. TouchDesigner just seems so powerful, though, as far as all of its capabilities. So probably just stick to that. I mean, maybe do a couple C4D. What do the people want to see? What do the people want to see? All right. Anyway, we'll let Mr. Room
こ
continue.
のキャッシュしている数が全部で211サンプルフレーム分なので、このアニムっていうもののにマスをかけてリマップしてあげてるんですね。0から1ではなくて0から211っていう画像データをピクセル単位で作ってるって状態になってます。で、それをジオメトリー
I says TouchDesigner is an amazing software. I never knew it could do so much. I honestly had no idea that it could do so much either. I think it's a little bit deceiving. Like the interface, it just looks very basic compared to a lot of other programs. I think maybe a lot of the it doesn't have as many nodes as something like Unreal Engine. If you go into Unreal Engine, look at like all the possible nodes that you could put down, it's incredible. It's completely overwhelming, but I feel like TouchDesigner just has this like very select amount of nodes, but with that you can do whatever. Like I don't know. I haven't seen any kind of limitations so far. It seems to be able to do it's just a lot more live. It's a lot taking like direct video feeds. It's very versatile.
のインスタンスのこのテクスチャコード OP っていうコーディネート、テクスチャコーディネートオペレーターっていうところにこのアニムの塗るを指して、その UVW のところに、とりあえず RGB なんでもいいんですけど R を指してやるっていう状態にしてやると、この0から211までのどのフレームをインスタンシングで取るかっていうのをここで指定してあげることができるんですけども、はい。で、トップでインスタンシングする理由っていうのがありまして、インスタンシングってチョップでもできるんですけども、というか、むしろ1年半とかぐらい前までは、ノードだけでやろうとすると、チョップでしかインスタンシングできなかったんですけど、なんかその頃ぐらいに、新しいバージョンで、トップでインスタンシングができるようになりまして、で、トップでインスタンシングする時の、の利点としては、チョップよりも圧倒的にインスタンシングの数が大量にできるっていう利点がありまして、僕はもう基本的にはチョップでインスタンシングすることはなく、どんな場合でももう全部トップでやってるんですけども、今回2500個ぐらいしかインスタンシングしてないので、正直チョップでインスタンシングしたってそんなに不具合はないんですが、例えばポイントクラウドだったり、猛烈な量のポイントクラウドでインスタンシングしようと思うと多分なんか数万、数十万、数百万、数千万っていう単位で、インスタンシングかけないと、なんかスカスカな絵になってしまうので、おそらくそのくらいのインスタンシング数が欲しい、なんかサンプル数が欲しいよってなってくると思うんですけども、そういった時にチョップでは絶対に動かないので、特にポイントクラウド、今回ポイントクラウド使ってないんですけども、やってることは一緒なんですけども、ポイントクラウドでやる場合は特にトップでインスタンシングするといいと思いますというか、それじゃないとできないと思うので、普段からトップでインスタンシングすることに慣れた方がいいですよっていうことです。
質問いいですか？
はい。
質問っていうか質問が来てるんですけど、なんか左側のその RGB1 枚のノイズをカラーにして RGB 作るんじゃなくて、 モノクロームで3枚使って RGB にしてる意図ってありますか？
それはですね、このノイズの値を、シードをですね、自分で一個一個微妙に調整したかったっていうのがありますね。一個のノイズでもちろん、この1個はエンプティって、ほとんど何も、何も見えないみたいな状態のものと、あと4種類のアニメーションをですね、アニメーションをスイッチで切り替えることによって、さっきみたいな絵を実現してるわけなんですけども、例えば、絵を実現
Oh god, my mic was muted. So the lag chop basically adds lag in channels. It can also limit the velocity and acceleration of channels. Lag slows down rapid changes in input. So yeah, let's take a look at what he's doing here. Ramps, transform to rotate it. Now, how do you do animation in TouchDesigner? That's what I want to know. He's just using time. That's all he's using. Absolute time, seconds times 10. So it's just a constant rotation. And mathed into oblivion. Another noise, RGB noise. Input. The math to kind of clip the See what happens when we change this to 180. Noise is controlling what? The rotation, scale, and the position. So he's just adding randomness here to control these parameters, right? Position, rotation, scale. Then this, it's somehow should be able to see where this goes. No, I thought you could hover over it and it would where the output label out scale to out. Where's it going out to? Can I tell where it's going? I guess just oh. Oh, I see. Okay, so it adds an output. Oh, I see. 4 outputs to this. Those are going which does quickly. And switch top is a multi-input operator which lets you switch which input is passed through the parameter. Input operator. Play this and see what it looks like. I like how you can see in TouchDesigner you can see every single stage of your project, right? That's awesome. Now these are these outputs as well? Or nulls? Oh, this one's so this one is animated. And how's it? Got a constant math. No, you've got in. This thing. Oreo. Oreo. And there's 2 outputs from here. The render. The depth. Okay. Alright, what's so funny? Okay, switches. Alright, yeah. Switch. Go back to the video.
実現してるわけなんですけども、例えば、えーえーっと、よいしょ。例えば、どんな感じの形状なのかっていうのを、もうちょっと俯瞰して冷静に見ると、よいしょ。
My sound effects? What sound effects?
1個はこんな感じの、正面はかなり正面性が強い、正面に向かって、こう、平たく並んでいるオブジェクトが並んでいるインスタンシング。
Where is that? Where is he looking at that thing?
形状なのかっていうのを、もうちょっと俯瞰して冷静に見ると、よいしょ。
Went into the front view and he clicked on this thing. He click on. The render? I'm gonna have to watch it back and see what sound effect I made. I don't remember what sound effect I made.
1個はこんな、冷静に見ると、よいしょっていう。冷静に見ると、こんな感じ。例えば、
Don't be an internet bully, Aya.
どんな
Don't
感
bully
じの
me.
形状なのかっていうのを、もうちょっと俯瞰して冷静に見ると、よいしょ。
Oh, he clicks that thing. What is that? Oh, split screen. Oh, there you can see the camera. So where is the There it is. So he's using several different cameras, like. Interesting. Yes, that's really cool. It looks. I think he's getting this pulsing effect. It all has to do with the gradient, because like the gradient moves faster, like during the audio hit, as the visual effect of looking like it increases the speed of the video. So that's really cool. And then I guess through the switches, he's switching through the different cameras. Ground view, tunnel view. All right, let's continue with the video.
1個はこんな感じの、 正面はかなり正面性が強い、正面に向かってこう平たく並んでいるオブジェクトが並んでいるインスタンシングで、これが平らに並ぶインスタンシングの並ばせ方。
There's the texture 3D. Oh,
円筒
whoa.
形っていうか、前後若干しぼめてあげてるんですけど、これはもうカメラの
What?
見た目の関
How
係
does he
で
do
微
that?
調整してるんですけど、円筒形にトンネル風にこう並べてる
How did he do that?
インスタンシングでボックス箱型に並べているインスタンシングの方法を単純にスイッチしてあげて、これスイッチしてあげて、で、ジオメトリはここにあって、さっきみたいに結果を、切り替えてあげて、やってることはさっきと一緒ですね。この、トランスフォームとかローテートとかスケールとかアニムの、インスタンシングのオペレーターのスイッチをしてあげることによって、なんとなくあんな感じでアニメーションを切り替えています。ジオメトリ自体は1個しかないっていう状態ですね。あと、加えて言うと、このトランジションっていうインスタンシング元もあって、このスイッチで A から B、B から C、C から D っていう風に、ただ単調に移動すると、あんまりいけてない見た目をしていたので、いちいち、間にトランジションっていう、ポジションを間に入れて、必ずトランジションくぐってから次の形状へ、でトランジションくぐってから次の形状へっていうことを、一応もう後からこれ入れた方がいいなと思って入れたんですけども、やってることは、さっきのケース D とほぼほぼ同じような感じですね。でですね、違うところ、ビジュアル面で違うところで言うと、あとは、マテリアルを少し変えてます。さっきアルファが入ってなかったんですけども、アルファで透過してやるような、ここでですね、クロマキーを挟んで、アルファで透過したものをテクスチャ 3D 化して、で、マテリアルさっきはコンスタントだったのを、フォンを使ってあげて、で、アルファ抜きしてあげたものを利用することによって、黒のところがちゃんとアルファで抜けている。よいしょ。これ、見た目上ちゃんと後ろが見えてるようなものにしてやったっていうのと、これ見てもらえるとわかるんですけど、色がカラフルですよね。さっきは白黒モノトーンだったんですけど、色を与えたいって思ったので、コンスタントではなくて、本を使って、これ今隠れてるんですけど、ランプのカラーで、ランプのカラーをフォンのエンバイロメントマップに挿してやる。でするだけで、別にライトを使っているわけでも、カラーを足してるわけでもないんですけど、カラフルな見た目になります。本当ただグラデーションをただただ走らせてるだけなんですけども、非常にお手軽にカラフルになります。これ普通はエンバイロメントマップなので、反射だったりとか、ライティングをリッチにしてあげようっていう時に使うものなんですけども、今回みたいに色入れたいな、お手軽にってなった時に、エンバイロメントマップ使うのは結構いいやり方だなと思ってます。ぜひお試しあれって感じですね。はい。で、時間的にちょっとどうかわからないですけど、一個一個の、形状をどうやって生成してるのかっていうのを説明したいんですが、これぞれの形状の中で、 そうですね。特にめんどくさそうな形状で言うと、このトンネルがちょっと若干めんどくさい作り方をしているので、トンネル見ていただくといいかなって思ってます。これトンネルの中身、トンネルの中身はこんな感じになっていて、もちろん最終的には、アニメーション、スケール、ローテーション、あとポジションの値をアウトしてるんですけども、特にポジションの作り方が若干ややこしくて、ソップを使って、結局チョップを使ってしまってるんですが、ソップとチョップを使って、
Oh, look at that chop work. What's going on there? Trying to find this part. Tunnel view. Now, each of these base. What is a base? Just quickly read what the base component is. The base component has no panel parameters and no 3D object parameters. You would use it for a component that has no panel associated with it, nor any 3D, such as a component that converted RGB channels to H channels. No panel parameters. You would use it for a component that has no panel associated with it, nor any 3D, such as a component that converted RGB channels. Top to surface operator to chop. How could the surface operator possibly become a chop thing? What's going on here? What is going on here? What? 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 I have no idea what's going on here. He's got nothing that goes to nothing that goes to star. So confused. Audio jungle. Audio jungle. Oh, it's very subtle. So subtle. Math. Math node just seems like a go-to. Multi-add ring. Oop. So the delete chop removes entire channels and/or individual samples of its input. For deleting channels, on the channels page, you can specify which channels to delete by channel name or channel number range. The second method deletes channels using a value range to select channels whose values are all within range. The third method deletes constant valued channels. Option selects whether to delete or retain the matched channels. For deleting individual samples, i.e. no channels are deleted, on the samples page, you delete, for example, only the samples whose value is below 0, which will shorten the length of the chop. Chops with 2 or more channels, 1 or more compare channels are used to determine which samples are to be deleted. By default, it uses the first channel to compare against. Deleting a sample at a certain index deletes a value for all channels. If there are 4 channels, specify one channel as compare channel. You can delete all samples with an alpha of 0. If chop is 3 channels with an XYZ position, you can delete all samples where the XYZ length is below a threshold. This is useful, for example, for thinning your data before sending a chop to a geometry component for when all the samples are deleted, the chop will keep one sample for all channels and will have a length of one sample. When this happens, if you have an info chop attached to the delete chop, it is not finished. Still in progress. I want to see. Okay. Well, let's get to the end of this.
最終的にテクスチャーを
Where does the audio reaction point
まず
feedback?
アドソップを使って、
Please.
アドソップの、ポイントタブのアド
Pixel
ポイン
sheet.
ト、アドポイントですね。アドポイントチェック入れてもらうと、真ん中にポツンと、原点のところにポイントが1個追加されます。で、それのポジションを、
Oh, he's talking about this part. Go back!
今この段階でサンプル数1なんですけど、このポイントを若干、トランスフォームで、X プラス方向に、7だけずらしました。ここからぐぐぐっと7だけずらしました。で、まだサンプル数1です。ここで、コピーソップを使って、サンプル数を500まで一旦増やします。で、そのコピーの仕方なんですけども、よいしょ。なんかちょっと変な並びになってるんですけども、コピーの仕方っていうのが、コピーソップで指定ができて、なんか毎回マイナス 0.5 ずつ、Z マイナス方向に移動しながら、ローテーションが60入りながらを連続的にどんどん繰り返してコピーしてくださいよっていう指示を入れてやると、だいたいこんな並びになります。円筒形で縦に長いみたいな、縦にとか Z 方向に長いみたいな並びになりました。で、なんか原点からどんどん離れていってしまったので、またトランスフォームかまして、なんとなく真ん中あたりに移動させてやる、全体を移動させてやるってことをしました。で、それに対して、またアドを使って、今度はアドのポリゴンズタブで、すべてのポイントをにアドします、ポリゴンをっていうのをやると、こんな感じで、今作った、複製した、コピーで複製したポイントを、そのバーテックスポイントの番号順に。
This is possible to do. You can turn this. Blowing my mind. How can you turn a surface operator into it? Why would you even want to do that? What is the advantage of doing it this way?
線でつないでくれるっていう、そういう状態になっています。500個の点を順番通り線でつなぐっていう状態になって、で、これでちょっとなんか螺旋っぽくなったので、なんかトンネルっぽいなーっていうところまで来て、で、これをチョップでもうちょっと整えてやるっていうことをしてます。で、トップトゥチョップで、なんとなくこうマスで、こんなような、関数曲線を くくって、マスでおそらく掛け算を、そうですね、掛け算してあげて、さっきのちょっと、なんかお芋型みたいな形にしてやって、してやった上で、最終的にリサンプルで、最終的に使う量、さっき500サンプルだったものを、これ2500サンプルまで増やしてやります。サンプル数がガッと増えましたね。で、これ必要なサンプル数が2500だったので、50×50 のテクスチャに最終的にするので、まあなんか、その2500サンプルまでリサンプルで増やしました。で、この時に、リサンプルの増やし方で、この項目で、まあなんかどういうふうに保管してやりますかっていう項目があるんですけども、これでキュービックを選ぶと、まあいい感じに、綺麗に保管してやることができるんですよね。
All right.
並んでると思うんで
So that's how he gets it moving in the spiral shape.
並んでると思うんですけども、じゃあこれを綺麗に丸くしたいのですってなれば、2500の解像度なんて
にいけるって言ってました。動いてます。
便利な最終的にだったので、ここにマスをおそらく挟んで、一番面倒スケールもそんな感じ、オーディオリアクティブにさせたい部分が本当に好みなんですけど、まあグラウンドだ。
Wow. No, that was awesome. I'm gonna have to come back in here and learn exactly how these chops work, because I think that's one thing that is like quite different from, Cinema 4D, is these channel operators that drive the parameters. I think because TouchDesigner is built for more of a live setting, like it can have all this channel operator functionality, but I'm not as familiar with it as like the geometry and the materials. I've spent a lot of time in Cinema 4D Octane and 3D Space. I understand that. So sensing, that's cool. So yeah, thanks for sure for Tokyo developers. I can't believe I sat here and listened to a whole Japanese tutorial. Thank you to Aya for helping me translate some of that. Might have you go back and might send you like a couple minute clips if I'm like trying to figure out, if I can't figure out exactly how one of these parts work. I might hit up Aya again, but yeah, I'll try and be back again tomorrow. So on the next one, peace.